ghouls and ghosties, and welcome to the 5th haunt hunt. It's already the 5th haunt hunt. Oh my gosh, it's also already the 2nd week of August. If you've been keeping up with our haunt hunts on this channel, you will know that I was out of the game. I was out of commission haunt hunting for about a week. It was actually like 8 days. Now, you guys are probably like, oh my gosh, Jack, how could you do something like that to yourself? What's wrong with you? What's going on? I was on my honeymoon, and my honeymoon took place in, I think, the best place that's an excuse to not haunt hunt at, and that is Salem. So there has been no haunt hunting happening big box store wise for the past basically week. But of course I've been haunt hunting at all kinds of really cool, witchy, fun, spooky Halloween stores in Salem. And I don't think it'll be up at this point, but at some point I am gonna do a video of recapping, reviewing, talking about my experiences in Salem, showing video clips that I took throughout the whole time, sharing pictures that I took. So that will be coming up probably within the next couple weeks. But I have been dying to dang haunt hunt, okay? Like, I have been having so much FOMO because I know that we are in like the peak HomeGoods like time frame and era during the spooky season for haunt hunting. It's usually like middle of July through middle of August. It's basically like the peak for HomeGoods. I'm like, I'm missing out on this like amazing week. I think the only thing that like helped me like get through it is how freaking successful we were in the last haunt hunt with the HomeGoods hunting. So if you missed it, it probably was more towards the end of haunt hunt number 4. I was checking off wish list items left, right, center, up, down. I found so many things for my wish list, so many. It was really, really awesome. I definitely had FOMO though, and so I'm of course racing back to my local HomeGoods now. It is 10 a.m. on the day after we arrived from the trip, and we came back from the trip last night at like 1 a.m. So I'm really like chomping at the bit and racing to my HomeGoods. I also have somewhere to be this morning, and I probably should basically be headed there now or be there very soon, but that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. It's just meeting up with like family members and stuff, so it's really something that that sounds so bad. I'm like, oh, I can put off my grandparents and my own mother to go haunt hunting. I am just pulling into Target to get my imitation spooky beverage, which of course I've went over it a million times. It's like it's basically like a dirty chai. I get iced coffee with the chai syrup in it, and then we're gonna run into Marshall's and we're gonna run into HomeGoods, and I'm gonna try to make this lickety split while at the same time enjoying myself and grabbing stuff if I see it and I need it. Bear with me, guys. It's chaos. It's chaos as per usual. A chaotic haunt hunting adventure. Marshall's had all kinds of spooky cosmetic items, like some diffusers and some soap bottles. They also had some pimple patches that were spooky, which I may have picked quite a few up of. They also were starting to get in their spooky pajamas. There was a gingham ghost and a Snoopy one. There was also this cat with pumpkins and a Frenchie one, which was so cute. Marshall's had a Halloween end stand that mainly had mugs, candles, and jars. I hadn't seen these clear jars yet with the skulls and with these spider webs. Otherwise, most of this I had seen before. They also had an end stand of pillows and mats. Again, I had seen basically all of this already. In the actual aisle, I again noticed quite a lot that I'd seen before. That's why I don't show too much detail in Marshall's. I don't think I'd seen these terracotta triple jack-o'-lanterns yet, but otherwise most of it was stuff I'd seen. I don't think I'd seen the purple lavender ghost rug yet. Some of the rugs this year, unfortunately, to me, seem a lot lower quality than the ones from past years. I just haven't been too impressed by many of the rugs so far. The Marshalls in my area always seems to have more sheets than the HomeGoods, surprisingly. I haven't seen the sheets that I want so far this year. There's one set that's kind of like a Fair Isle print that I do really like. I won't die if I don't get it, but it is pretty cool and I'd like to get it in a king. I'm sure that'll be pretty tricky though, so I'm not holding my breath. I also had gotten a couple comments of people wanting to see some of the pet items, so here's a look at what Marshalls had in the dog toys. My favorite toys are definitely the BarkBox branded ones. They're really cute, and usually they're really good quality too. On to my happy place, HomeGoods. At the front, we had all kinds of larger pieces, like this big pumpkin basket and this really tall metal skeleton. There also were a lot of large witches and large black stems. There was this metal kind of spooky buggy situation that I hadn't seen yet. I was trying to look through the spooky aisle looking for pieces that we hadn't seen yet this year. The first one I noticed was this cat with the skeleton kind of painting to him. This is pretty cute. It's kind of folk in a way. I do like the blue sky stuff, definitely not as much as, say, Jim Shore or Joanna Parker, but I do like some of their stuff. I also hadn't seen this wicker kind of coffin basket yet. It's only $10, which is a good deal. There's actually quite a few sizes at my location. This was a super heavy marble boo ghost decor piece. Like, this thing was real heavy. I feel like I would have preferred it painted or maybe in a black kind of color. This little ceramic ghost was kind of giving me those 80s and 90s vibes like the other couple vintage looking ghosts we've seen. You could actually get a spooky cocktail set that comes with this really fun cauldron decor piece. I kind of like this idea. I don't know what I would do with this bowl, but it's a cool idea. Of course, a billion pillows and HomeGoods, so I just tried to pick out, once again, some of the ones that we haven't seen before, and I could tell, just from looking at these ones from the side, that I hadn't seen them. They're kind of like a vintage witch look. It's almost like a child witch. And then there was this vintage looking like child parade. They're really cute. Again, here is kind of an overview of what is in this aisle. I feel like I've seen basically everything before, but in case there's something that catches your eye, you can definitely pause it or something. This end stand had a bunch of glass and metal pieces. I think we've seen these each year, except this candle snake one I do believe is new. They had mixed some new melamine pieces into this back kitchen aisle. They also had a lot of different charcuterie and cutting boards back here. This was what I had my eye on the most. It's this Snoopy Great Pumpkin one, and they also had the other one I had my eye on from the Great Pumpkin. So freaking cute. They also had a couple bowls, one of them being another Great Pumpkin one. These are so beautifully colored and printed. I love them. The ceramic kitchen area had basically been taken over by blue sky pieces. They're really cutesy and very unique, so I do like to see them here. It's better than just a bunch of Ray Dunn, if I'm gonna be honest. This owl was so cute. I'm sure he's supposed to be more of like a fall situation, but he is freaking adorable. They also had some spooky Mickey and Minnie salt and pepper shakers and a couple Hello Kitty pieces. In the white section, there was some more Ray Dunn, but there was also this witch flying on a broom teapot. I did get this last year, so I don't need to get it this year, otherwise I totally would. They had some new mugs I hadn't seen yet either, like this Black Cat and Moon one. There was this white pumpkin kind of cooking casserole dish by Potter's Studio. And this really cute Dracula Snoopy mug, so adorable. If I had all the room in the world, I would have so many mugs, guys. There was a new butter dish I hadn't seen before. It was this coffin-shaped one with a skull, though I am partial to my haunted house-shaped one. And then these were some very fancy skull serveware. I also thought this raccoon butter dish was cute too. Again, he's probably more fall, but I liked him. In the actual mug section, there were again a couple that I don't think I'd seen yet this year, like this Ray Dunn witch one. I will say the Ray Dunn designs have definitely improved from the past. There was also this haunted house silhouette by Potter's Studio, and this kind of nerdy girly ghost. In the linens, there was some more Joanna Parker of Luna. These are some napkins, reusable washable napkins, and then they had some tablecloths and napkins of the original orange print. There's some more of that fancy skull stuff in the back again, and some kind of bar pieces. I like the I need more coffee sign, really cute, but my coffee section is so full. There was also this ice bucket serving tub with a really cool print on the side. Moving on to the baking aisle, there is a ton of stuff in the baking aisle. It seems like most of the baking pieces this year are licensed. There's a lot of Hello Kitty, there's some Alvin and the Chipmunks, Peanuts, there's Nightmare Before Christmas. There's not a ton of plain, unbranded stuff. This was a little almost potion bottle with the skull and crossbones on it. I don't really know what you would use this for. What would you bake that's that small? I don't really know. There's also a mixing bowl that is Ray Dunn. Hello Kitty is everywhere this year. It's funny because Ryan and I have a friend who's into Hello Kitty and into spooky stuff, and this was supposed to be her low buy year, but clearly, based on the collection this year, it's not going to be. Lastly, I loved this Snoopy Peanuts doghouse. So freaking cute. I think it's for cats, but I was so tempted to try and see if our dogs would use it. Y'all, I will be back. I will have to come back to this HomeGoods because I am running out of time, and I only got through like the kitchen section and I don't even feel like I looked very well. So I will absolutely be coming back here hopefully today. If not today, definitely like tomorrow morning. I don't really have as much going on tomorrow as today, but I am like running so late and there's so much new stuff. But that's okay, that's exciting. I also now want to go to all the other ones. So we definitely, within the next couple days, are gonna have like once again another HomeGoods like marathon. I want to go to Grand Central Station HomeGoods. I want to go to this one again. Get ready for a lot more HomeGoods shopping. I gotta like book it over to my mom's house now. So catch you guys in the next clip. We're now at Grand Central Station HomeGoods with Mother.
Looking for the bench.
Yes, hopefully we find the bat bench. A quick up and down of the front sections, but you guys know that I am mainly in here for this freaking bench, so I kind of look pretty quickly at this stuff, and then I look around for the larger pieces, then I come back to these pieces. I spotted this haunted house that I don't think I'd seen yet this year. It's actually by Mikasa, which is like a pretty expensive decor brand. It doesn't really scream Mikasa to me. Also, I hate glitter, so I definitely didn't get that. This was also new. It was kind of a snow globe with dancing skeletons inside. And these candlesticks were new too. Over on the side aisle, there was quite a lot of stuff. I liked this crow cupcake stand. This was a really fun, like, metal owl. He was pretty quirky. I liked these light up haunted houses. You could make a haunted house neighborhood, which you guys know is like my thing lately. I almost feel like I should have got that, though I will say I didn't. This was a really cool jack-o'-lantern set too. I like their very unique faces. This crow was new too. I didn't like that his ribcage was showing, but otherwise he kind of gave Joanna Parker vibes. In the blankets, I definitely hadn't seen this one yet this year. It's a pumpkin head skeleton. I also hadn't seen this witch. She was like made out of straw or wicker or some kind of like broom material. Very unique. The pet section had some very cute Peanuts water and food dishes. They also had some by Ray Dunn, even though I think the peanut stuff is also actually by Ray Dunn. Also, this location puts a lot of the spooky pet mugs over here too. In the bathroom section, they were quite stocked at this store. A lot of soap pumps and a lot of towels. Then onto the kitchen, there was some new stuff like this bathing giant skeleton and the return of the big bowl skeleton. I did get him last year for our wedding, so I do have him. This was also a utensil holder with bats on it. I really like that, but we do already have a spooky utensil holder. In the ceramic kitchen pieces, there was a lot more of the very classy skeletons and also more of the witch silhouette pieces, including the triple witch pitcher. They also had some Day of the Dead pieces. The witch pitchers and teapots are usually so rare, so it's been interesting to see them so many times this year. There were a couple more cutting boards and charcuterie boards. More Hello Kitty pieces, of course, and more spooky Mickey pieces too. Some spoon rests. Some more melamine pieces and a lot more spooky pink pieces. There was this Hello Kitty Frankenstein mug. $7 is a pretty good deal. There was this cookie jar shaped like a haunted house. I wish I liked this more, but unfortunately I don't really like the look of the ghost or the moon on top. This one was really cool, this black and pink one. I'm not into pink spooky pieces, so I didn't get this, but honestly, if the roof and the windowsills had been orange or something, I may have been tempted to get that. Again, more Peanuts stuff, including this set of 4 mugs that once again have the actual like prints from the special printed on it. I love those. If my dad used mugs more often, I would definitely get him that. I see my favorite butter dish has made its return this year, the best of all, the Haunted House butter dish. I hadn't seen this jar before with the haunted house on it. I do like the art style of it, but I do have plenty of jars. I have to be kind of picky. This was a cooler haunted house in the green and black. I didn't like the silhouette of this one as much, so I didn't get it. This holographic cat ghost mug was a new one to me, and these Hocus Pocus ones were new to me as well. Of course, there were many spooky tumblers too. HomeGoods had brought back the skull floral one that was so popular last year, but there were a lot of new ones like moons, suns, floral ghosts, bedazzled ones. There were some new spoon rests I hadn't seen in past years, like this one of ghosts with a haunted house. And this is my favorite spoon rest, this coffin-shaped one with a skeleton. I use it all year round. I had looked for this shaker for like 3 years, and now you can kind of find it everywhere at every store. They've also been getting in the single-use pieces, so the cocktail napkins and the non-reusable coffee cups, and then they have some games and puzzles too, which I always like to look through. I don't usually get many of them, but it's fun to see them. Get ready for some nostalgia. Listen to this. Oh yeah. Good morning to the ghouls and to the ghosties. So today I am going back to my local HomeGoods. Now, I went yesterday morning and I had a little bit of time there, but it was far from enough time. Since I hadn't been there in like 7 or 8 days, there was just too much new stuff to see that in that quick like 15-20 minutes, I could not fit it all in. So we are going back now, and I'm gonna like deep dive into my local HomeGoods and really try to see everything today. I only really got to like kind of the kitchen stuff and the front kind of spooky area, but I still even feel like in those areas I went really quick. They had a couple things that I was really looking for, so I have my hopes high that there might be a couple other like treasures hidden in there. So I'm excited. I spotted the 90s pumpkin and jack-o'-lantern once again. It looks like he lights up. He's just so cute. There were quite a few of them actually at this location, and Marvin the Mummy, our good old friend, was here too. I decided to look a little closer in the bathroom section because I felt like I hadn't looked too much there. There were some spooky Minnie and Mickey soap pumps. There was a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas, and of course some Hello Kitty. There were some bedazzled ghosts and bedazzled skulls, and there were disco skulls too, and disco pumpkins. There were some classic ghosts, there were some dog-shaped ones, and there was even this pumpkin snowman. Besides my new Fright Night mug, this is my favorite spooky mug I own. I'm so happy to see it coming back. There were actually a couple that were going to be coming out at this store. There was also some more stuff from Blue Sky. I love this. It is so cute. This cat has the coolest eyes, and I love his collar. I was very tempted to get this, but I ended up not getting it. I also just love this tag that they use too. There were also some Tombstone Coffin salt and pepper shakers coming out as well. In the mats, I thought I would go one by one and pull out these mats. Now this took me a while, so I hope you guys like to see them. One of my favorites was the Gravestone Trick or Treat one. The Potion Brewing in Progress Cauldron was really cute too, and then there was a classic jack-o'-lantern. These were all $15. They also had this Triple Ghost one and Come In If You Dare. I think those were $15 each as well, and this Enter Only No Exit one. These were normal rugs, so there was a large ghost and then kind of a haunted house in front of a moon scene. All of these were $25, but they were quite big. They had a Boo jack-o'-lantern one as well. There was also this two ghosts coming out of a jack-o'-lantern one that looked a little more kind of off for some reason. They had this spooky tractor trailer pickup truck. This one just said Happy Halloween with a witch's hat and some bats. I really liked this next one. This was once again kind of a haunted house scene in front of a full moon. This one just said Trick or Treat, and it kind of had a witch's broom for the T cross. If you like tea, there was this ghost tea infuser. And then over in the tumblers, there were a couple new ones, like this wine tumbler that had Snoopy and a jack-o'-lantern on it. They also had the same kind of motif on a full-size tumbler. There's a classic ghost one too. And then this very pink mushroom tumbler. And then some spooky cats in different costumes. Once again, let's take a look at some of the dog toys and pet pieces. I really like to get my dogs spooky tennis balls if I see them. Usually Target is a place for that. I still don't think I've ever found spooky tennis balls at HomeGoods. The candle section had a lot of stuff that we have seen already, except the only thing that I didn't recognize was this Zero from Nightmare Before Christmas. I don't think this had anything to do with candles. It seemed like it was a pitcher, actually. Now, nothing on it said, but it looked like his nose was a spout and had a hole in it. Very unique. And again, I looked at these spooky puzzles, games, and crafts. There also were these single-use pieces at this store as well. They always have really cute cocktail napkins, and the nice thing is they're really cheap here. I really liked this stone charcuterie board that looked like a Ouija board. We looked at a Ouija board museum in Salem, and now I kind of have like a rebirth of love for them. I also liked this black metal skeleton. We always see these in silver, but I liked seeing one in black. The last new thing to catch my attention was this pumpkin with skeletons on it. Very cute, and I think it lights up. In the next HomeGoods, the first thing to catch my attention was this goblet with skulls on it. It was $100, so I was like, what is going on here? And then I looked closer, and it actually is from Catherine's collection, which is so strange to me because her stuff usually looks nothing like that. There was this huge set of candles as well. They all functioned. I was kind of surprised. Another Catherine's collection piece. This is what her stuff normally looks like. That's why the goblet really caught me off guard. This was a pretty interesting fancy witch's hat on a pedestal too. It was $39, which is pretty pricey, though I will say it was quite big. And then there was this metal cat skeleton. That was a new one too. I've never seen this any of the past years. This Medusa bust was another new one I hadn't seen, and actually it was rubber and it made noise and lit up.
Go on, sneak a peek.
Ooh. A couple new wood decor pieces. And a few new large pieces like this crow sitting on these street signs that say haunted, stop, dead end, danger, beware. This is probably one of the weirdest things I've seen yet this year. It is a candlestick holder that is a crow holding an eye that the candlestick holder is attached to. What in the world? I'm not sure if you're supposed to put your eyes behind this skeleton, but it almost looked like that. And then there was this larger ghost. There were also some new spooky dog beds. I was really happy to see this. Usually in the past years, I really wanted them to have spooky dog beds. At this point, I've now ordered one online, so I don't need to pick these up, but it's good to see them. There was also this Rae Dunn Boo Ghost jar. This is some of the better Rae Dunn stuff. It's really cute and I like the art of the ghost. There was this kind of little cookie jar that was a haunted house that was orange and black. I liked that. And this was another Rae Dunn piece. There were some more bathtub skeletons, one literally in a bathtub and then one was a cowboy. You can actually get the whole bar set now together of these skeleton hand drinking pieces, and again I saw the shaker. I'm fairly certain this snake bottle holder is a direct knockoff from West Elm. It is really nice quality, and if you're into the spooky snakes, I would say this is totally something you should pick up. It was $25, but I think it's that price because of how high quality and sturdy it is. A new ceramic teapot I hadn't seen with these ghosts in a graveyard, and on the other side there was a haunted house. This was a really cute bottle stopper that looked like some witch legs coming out of the bottle. And these are really popular online. They're these ghost martini glasses. I will say they are plastic. I had been thinking that they were glass. Onto a Marshall's that is right down the road from that HomeGoods. Marshall's had a lot of the same stuff we'd seen last time. I've come to expect that every time we go to this Marshall's now. A lot of vampire and Frankenstein busts. There was this new dapper, pretty tall pumpkin head guy, though he had some wear to him. There also was a Powerpuff Girls piece, which is right in my childhood. So freaking cute. They had the ghost martini glass here as well. They also had this funky looking ghost that you must put a candle under. He looked kind of dopey. And this was really cool. This is a Medusa decor piece. This is a direct knockoff of a fountain that is actually sold at Grandin Road. It says Fountain of Souls instead of Welcome Mortals, and it's like 3.5 feet tall. I'm kind of surprised they got away with this because it is identical, just way smaller. Lastly, this tea infuser pot was so cute and witchy. Last up, we went to the TJ Maxx that is in the city. There was another oil decanter, and this one has a black cat made of glass on the inside of it. And there were a couple new ghost coasters that I had never seen before. Ghouls and ghosties. It is early in the morning on Sunday, August 11th, and we are on a mission because there is a code freaking orange that I just found out about last night. Sorry if you could hear the blinker. But we were having a bonfire last night and we were just sitting out and I was like looking at my phone and looking at all the Facebook groups and stuff, and I'm in some very like specifically Minnesotan Halloween hunting Facebook groups, and it was posted about a half an hour before closing last night that the closest and best Home Depot in my area had their Halloween stuff coming in on pallets and sitting out in the aisles and available for sale and everything. And I was about to drop everything and just leave, but we were enjoying our nice bonfire, and also, like I said, there was like a half an hour before they closed. So I also don't really think I could have made it in time, especially not to look around. I am rushing off. I think they just opened. I'm pretty sure. I didn't like set an alarm, but I'm pretty sure they just opened like super recently. The reason why this is such a huge like rush and panic for me, you guys know, I already got my Nosferatu animatronic, and I got the very few things I wanted online when they had their online like Orange Thursday. But there's a bunch of stuff, the majority of what I want, that you can only get in store. Like almost everything I wanted besides Nosferatu was only in store. That being some of the gravestones, the tombstones, that being some of the jack-o'-lantern lights or jack-o'-lantern blow mold. There's like this crow that I really want that's, I don't know, he must be like a blow mold. I don't really know. That also the 3-foot Inferno pumpkin. Like there's a lot that I want that is exclusively in store only. So I am like in a mad dash panic. Now I know that obviously I have more than just this Home Depot location that I could shop at, so if I really somehow did miss something, I should still be able to possibly have a chance of getting it in the future. But either way, I'm nervous, and the faster that I can secure the stuff, the better. Then at least I know I have it. So I'm gonna rush off to Home Depot now, and I'm gonna take you guys with, and of course I'm gonna show you all the setup and what they have so far. After walking around the store like a fool for like 20 minutes, I looked in the way back area and I saw some stuff coming off a truck. Well, no spooky finds, but I did get my first mums of the year. I have no clue how that person that posted that post got access. The post that I saw last night, they were standing right by the heap that was back there, but it was like in an aisle, and I swear they said like it was purchasable and stuff, but they must have been like an employee. I don't know, but obviously I'm a little early, but that's okay because I didn't miss out on anything. So I guess I'll be back really soon because their truck must have just delivered all the Halloween, which means we're super freaking close, and I want to get the couple of things that I want. So I will be back soon. So it's a little bit later in the day, and I drove off to a HomeGoods Marshalls combo that's a couple cities over, and there is a standalone TJ Maxx over here as well. I'm kind of in rapid HomeGoods checking mode, not only for the spider bench, of course, but also because, I don't know if you guys saw it, but on Instagram, Joanna Parker announced that the Carnival line, it is being discontinued by Magenta, who helps like manufacture and like create them. So that's awful. And now I really want to make sure I find as many of the pieces as I can, and I don't know why they would do this to me, and I'm gonna have a breakdown, and like I don't get it. But anyways, that's why we're like really hitting the HomeGoods hard. So let's go in. Well, they definitely have some bigger pieces coming in. They have a big old 10-foot skeleton in the front now. They had this glittery cage water globe with a owl and skull. They also unfortunately had a broken Sleepy Hollow yard sign. They had this pumpkin guy holding a plate kind of table too. And then they had a lot of wall pieces and wreath pieces. There was quite a lot of spooky candy and spooky snacks in the kitchen aisle, but there was also this giant witch. I think this is a Catherine's collection piece. She's holding 2 plates and she can kind of display, I guess, 2 different things. In the ceramic area, there were a lot of ghost items. There was another owl. This one had a book. Again, I think he's supposed to be kind of fall. And then there was this pink skull by Blue Sky. This was a really cute blue sky piece. I think this is my favorite piece I've seen yet this year. It's like a moon mug. They had this black cat that was cute too, but the moon mug really caught my attention. Unfortunately, every single one they had a chipped nose. I'm walking into TJ's now, but the Spirit Halloween next door is open, so trust me, we're going there next. But anyways, in TJ's, they had set up quite a lot of the Halloween section. TJ's is a lot like Marshall's, where it's just not as fun or impressive as HomeGoods. There were a couple new pieces I hadn't seen, like this mummy planter. It looks like the same situation as the Frankenstein planter, where you would have to get all the fake plants out. There were a lot of picture frames. I know a lot of people hunt out some of the specific picture frames. I got quite a few of them last year, so I'm pretty good on those. A lot of people also really like this Scream ghost face mug. I love Scream, but I have too many mugs, and usually I don't find myself using these shaped mugs. This was a really cool witch too. I hadn't seen her online or at any stores yet. And I don't know what in the world this thing was, but it was like a floating mummy with some of his bandages hanging down. I literally don't even know what you would do with this. Okay guys, let's go into Spirit Halloween. This is my first time going into one this year. I'm so excited. Let's try out some of the animatronics because I have not heard them all yet.
Abandon all hope. There is no escape. Your soul is mine. And let the ashes carry you to unseen realms of the underworld.
Here's a poster of all of the different animatronics they will have or have online, and there are QR codes to find their website page. But let's take a peek at the actual merch and the other stuff they're selling besides the animatronics. So I first went off to the shirts because I love the Spirit Halloween shirts, of course. There were a lot of horror movie ones, big surprise. Some very unique ones though, like the Billy one was really cool, and Jason without his mask on. I also like to look in the sections of the movies that I really like. So of course Halloween. I always like to look at the Scream stuff too. I'd love to get a new hat this year from Spirit. I found these ones from the Friday the 13th movies, but unfortunately I'm not like the biggest Friday the 13th stan, so I probably won't get a hat from them. There were also these pieces from Chucky, which again, I'm not a huge Chucky fan, so I wouldn't get a Chucky hat or a piece of merch. Trick or Treat, on the other hand, one of my favorites, but they had no hats. Freddy Krueger, another one that I love. I love Nightmare on Elm Street. There was a lot of really cool stuff for him. And I feel like I always find stuff in the Ghostface and Scream section. Sure enough, I don't know if I show it in my clips. I don't think I do, but I did leave with a shirt from this section. The Ghostface stuff is just so cool. Like, look at this bag. And this sweatshirt. We love the Mihoy Minoy Doodle Bob hat. Pretty iconic. This Spirit location had all kinds of animatronics available for purchase. They even had ones from past years, which I thought was pretty cool. Like, they had a couple different versions of the sitting scarecrow. I don't really think there are any Spirit animatronics that I'm looking to buy this year. If I were to get another animatronic this year, it'd probably be the 12-foot Grim Reaper, but we all know that I don't really got room for that. Though I do like these bat lights. Those are really, really cool. There's always really cool lights at Spirit. I always am also such a sucker for the checkout aisle at Spirit Halloween with all the different little knickknacks and jewelry and keychains. I feel like half the stuff I buy comes from here. I love their car magnets. These lunch boxes are really cool. The Trick or Treat one is probably my favorite. They had a bunch of different doormats as well from different horror movies. There were some really cool blankets too. I really loved that they actually had a Twilight Zone blanket this year. I don't think I've ever seen that one in the past. This is the area of more witchy type home decor. I don't really find myself buying too much home decor from Spirit. It's just kind of not, I guess, as good as HomeGoods and stuff. These were really interesting, these like scientific body part jars. Those looked pretty realistic and pretty creepy. I think my favorite stuff at Spirit home decor wise is their wall signs and wall art, whether it be the licensed stuff or not. They do have some pretty cool prints. If you liked Harry Potter, this is a really cool silhouette light up sign. And here are a few more of the wall art pieces. I love that they have an Elvira one this year. I almost went home with that, but I don't really know where I'd put it. They also have these original kind of like art pieces of the horror mascots. Back to the checkout section, they have a lot of spooky socks. They also have some Pokemon socks and Scooby-Doo and SpongeBob as well. They have some Ouija board games and then some keychains, including these mini backpacks. They also have some lanyards and some of those kind of mystery toy figurine packs. Here's a look at the magnets and stickers. There's one magnet that I pick up every year that says support Halloween. There it is. It looks like one of those ribbons for a cause, and every year it either falls off or gets faded. So I've bought one for 3 years in a row now. Ghouls and ghosties, the spooky season feelings are really starting to grow and shine through. There are so many people. I mean, I know it's a Sunday, but there are so many people, almost like what I'd call like the regulars, like the normies, the non-Halloweenies, that are out looking for Halloween stuff. Like HomeGoods was just like packed with people in the spooky section, and it wasn't just people like us, it was like the regulars. And also, it is so freaking amazing to be able to go to Spirit Halloween. Like, it just really, like, it fills your soul. It really does. It wasn't like super full. They definitely hadn't put everything out, which is kind of why I was surprised that they were already open, because I knew that one was just kind of like announced and starting to set up maybe like a week or two ago. But boy, oh boy, was I happy to see anything that I could. So they were only, like I said, they were only like half full. So I'm still gonna have to hunt for another Spirit to go to at some point, or obviously I'll come back to see kind of like everything. But I tried to show you guys most of what I saw, besides like the costumes, just because I feel like that's the same every year, and like, do you really need to see every costume? Not really. But anyways, that's I think all the haunt hunting we have today. I know for a fact that I at least have 1 or 2 HomeGoods I want to stop at tomorrow. That'll probably be the next thing you guys see, but otherwise, guys, I am having like a spooky season high right now. I'm very excited. I didn't like really buy almost anything, but it was just so fun to feel like I'm having a full spooky shopping experience today. Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling, and I will see you guys tomorrow in the next haunt sesh. Good afternoon, ghouls and ghosties. So I just got done with some work that I needed to do today, and I am headed to a HomeGoods, one that I have been really wanting to go to, because I think this is the one that's the least recent that we visited. So this one is kind of the one that I say is out by my gym. So I haven't been here in a hot minute. Of course, I'm still on the hunt for as many Joanna Parkers as I can. RIP the Carnival Collection. I also am still on the hunt for the bench. So actually my mom is away on a trip right now, and she's the one who has a car that I would have to use to get the bench. And so I was like, watch, if I find the bench this season, this year, it's gonna happen when she's gone, because her car is parked at like a friend's house, and I don't know where she put her keys. She might have it with her, so like I don't have access to her car for like the next couple days. Literally, that'll be just my luck, but I'll take it, honestly. Even if I'm inconvenienced or it's like a trickier situation, I gotta find someone else with a car. If I get the bench in the end, all is okay. So hopefully I will find a dang bench. I know somebody commented on the last haunt hunt and said that the bench was in their location in California, and I was like, I will literally pay the fees for like a moving van to move that dang bench to me. They never responded. Your ghoul's the ghoul, you know, you get it. Okay, lately I've been kind of trying to think out what I'm gonna do for my first video with the cauldron, cooking with the cauldron. I should think of some fun name for those videos. I'm thinking that my first cauldron cooking video is going to be like a chicken chili of some kind, but we're gonna make it spooky. Like, I think I'm gonna put carrots in it and cut them in the shape of like pumpkins, and then I might put some little potato pieces in it and cut them in the shape of like skulls. It's gonna be a lot of work that's probably unnecessary since it's just gonna be eaten anyways, but I think that that'd be fun. But yeah, I'm still trying to plan that out. I'm really excited to make a cauldron cooking video. I'm gonna head to HomeGoods right now, and I'll catch you guys when we get there. Once again, upon entering, I was kind of glancing at the stuff in the front, but really I was frantically looking if there was the bench, and unfortunately to no avail because there was no bench, though I did see this really cool snake silver mirror that I liked. There were quite a lot more large pieces than there had been. A lot of the spooky gingerbread houses and very large kind of ceramic haunted houses. I hadn't seen these felt ghosts in a car before. Or this boo sign. I like the picture frame to it. Here's a better look at one of these ceramic or resin large haunted houses. They're quite detailed and quite cool. They kind of look like haunted castles, to be honest, but I love all the details and I do love that they light up. A new mug I hadn't seen has a mummy on it, and this is a Ray Dunn mug that says "That's a wrap." I also hadn't seen this utensil holder. It's a coffin shape and says RIP. It's Ray Dunn, but I do actually kind of like that. And I hadn't seen this metal ghost, who is a candle. Or these monster-shaped candles, those were new too. I had actually been looking for this cat face, very folk style canister. Unfortunately, there were quite a few misprint issues with this, so I didn't end up leaving with it, but hopefully I'll find it again. There was also this yoga skeleton one by the same brand. This was also Caro Central in the bathroom area. They had all of them, even the return of my favorites, the black and purple bats. Some more different soap dispensers, including the skeleton Hello Kitty that I hadn't seen, and this really cool haunted house one. Alright, ghosties and ghouls. So we're gonna be stopping at a Marshall's that I have not went to yet this year. I don't really know why I haven't went, and I'm in a dilemma. Because, so I ordered lunch, literally just like chicken nuggets from Wendy's, because that was near me and I was hungry. And this like sauce from the nuggets spilled all over my shorts. So I have this like huge grease stain all over the front of my shorts. And I'm so like self-conscious and embarrassed, and I don't want to go in and be seen with this, but I think I'm just gonna suck it up and deal with it. But like, it's a huge spot on my shorts, and my shorts are like silver gray, almost being white, so it's very obvious. So this is gonna be embarrassing, but I'm gonna do it for Halloween and for the hunt, for the thrill of the haunt hunting. But I am like almost debating, like, should I even go in? But I really want to, so I'm gonna suck it up and just cry on the inside. I have like a bag, like a little crossbody type bag that I was using earlier, and I think I'm just gonna try to hold it in front of the area. But I also smell like garlic. This is horrible. I am gonna like dart around this Marshall's. I'll show you guys if there's anything new that we haven't seen yet this year. I'm trying to not just show like repeats, because we are unfortunately already kind of hitting that part of the season where like there's a lot of the same stuff in these places, and I just don't want to keep like beating the same stuff to death. Wish me luck. Let's go. First up, I noticed the giant mummy pillow. Now, I've seen Frankenstein, I've seen cowboy skeleton, normal skeleton, pink skeleton, Day of the Dead skeleton, and a lot of different ones, but I hadn't seen mummy yet, and his eyes glow. Speaking of, here's the large skeleton and the large cowboy skeleton. Trying to be really subtle with my grease stain. I definitely hadn't seen these before either. There were these like wearable blankets that had these spooky little tassels to them. One was a ghost face and then one was a jack-o'-lantern. They were very, very plush and soft. Later that day, Ryan and I stopped by our local HomeGoods to see if there was anything new. The front seemed like it had gained some new large pieces like these big plush ghosts and a couple of these signs. And I also hadn't seen these kind of washed patinaed ghosts. They were very heavy and made of basically, I think, terracotta. Well, ghouls and ghosties, it looks like we've reached the end of Haunt Hunt number 5. So we are at the end of Haunt Hunt number 5. I'm sorry I'm not in anything spooky right now. I just got back from the gym. It is Friday right now that I'm editing this, and I'm just trying to get this wrapped up for you guys so you can see it on the right day. I've been like a little late each week with posting these. I usually like them to be in the morning, but honestly, as long as I get them up on Friday, I think we're good. But we have reached the end of this Haunt Hunt. Now, coming up in the next week, I'm not going to promise anything once again, but there is a possibility that we will have 2 videos next week. I know I said that last week, but it would make a lot more sense for it to actually happen this next week. So Ryan is very, very busy this next week, which means I have some more open time for myself to have kind of the whole house to work with. So I'm thinking that I am at least going to be filming my arts and crafts little project where I make a spooky lantern, kind of like a Joanna Parker folk style lantern. And I'm going to record my spooky cooking with my cauldron. So hopefully one of those will go up next Wednesday, but I guess we will see. Of course, we will have another Haunt Hunt going up next Friday too. I mean, that can like always be expected. I'm thinking we'll have some new stops this next time, so I would like to go to Menards for next week's Haunt Hunt. I would probably think we will be seeing Home Depot, possibly. Maybe one of you can actually like clarify that for me. Is Home Depot supposed to be having their stuff out by next Friday? If not, it'll definitely be by the next week. I know it's supposed to be kind of the end of August that their stuff will go out, so fingers crossed, maybe next week we will see that, but for sure Menards, and hopefully a bench. Yeah, I'm gonna put that out in the universe. Hopefully a spider bench. Now, it's gonna be in the next video, but let me just tell you guys right now, there is another spooky bench being seen at HomeGoods, and it's this one. It is a spider web wooden bench, and I will take either one. I think I love them completely equally. I don't even care which one I end up getting, but I want one of the dang spider benches. Like, come on, please. So many, as in like 3 or 4 of you, have commented that you've seen the spider bench in person, and it makes me so sad. I mean, like, I'm happy for you, but I'm sad for myself. I want that bench so bad, and I feel like everyone around me knows it. So one thing I want to address really quick before we leave, because you probably saw it in the video. I was gonna save this for when we talk about our Salem trip, but again, you probably saw it, and I'm expecting there to be a few comments about it. I do have a new tattoo. I actually have 2 new tattoos, and they're spooky. So I know that, like I said, somebody's probably gonna say something. So these are my 2 new tattoos. This is Enoch from Over the Garden Wall. I did get him in Salem, and I am obsessed. He turned out so freaking good. He has such a kind of like Joanna Parker look to him. I mean, he normally does anyways, but I just love him. And then I got this bat with Ryan and I's anniversary date, 10/28 on it. Up freaking obsessed with that as well. And I got those in Salem, like I just said, and I actually got them from an actual practicing witch who is a member of a coven in Salem. So I have tattoos from a witch that I got in Salem. Not many people can say that, and I'm so excited about it. She was like the nicest person ever. Her and I like vibed on everything. Like, we were totally just like kikiing about all of the like spooky Halloween specials and how much we love Halloween, and just everything. So it was so much fun. She loves Over the Garden Wall, so she wanted to give me this tattoo so bad. And I was like, girl, I want you to give me this tattoo so bad. They're awesome. But anyways, we'll talk about that more when there's an actual Salem video sometime this month. But otherwise, that's all that I have for you guys today. I will see you on Wednesday, possibly, but for sure by next Friday. I will see you then, ghouls and ghosties. Goodbye.